Hi, Lori again. And now that we've built a beautiful spreadsheet for Mo's Photography, and we can tell poor Mo that it's not looking so good, he's going to have some negative cash flows and some present values even are going to be negative, and it's a net negative present value for his 4-year plan that he needs to make some changes. So let's go ahead and label this original so that we know what we're working with. And now we're going to go up and we're going to go all the way up to the triangle in the corner, click on it, right click, and oops, right click and hit copy. Then we're going to go down to the plus sign and add a new sheet. Go up to the triangle in the upper left, right click and put paste. And we're going to go ahead and we don't want to paste values. We want to, because that won't bring our formulas over. And I know a couple of times that has happened to people and they couldn't understand why their formulas went away. But this case, we're just going to use paste. And we're going to quickly double check to make sure our formulas are working by looking at, oh, let's see, one of these that changes. 6,000. Oh yeah, there are all our formulas. We're in good shape. So let's take a look. First of all, we want to rename this, and we're going to rename it IMC Plan. And we're going to go down here and name this Worksheet 2 IMC Plan. Very nice. Now let's look at what it is that we needed to change. Well, we know that we're going to take Watson from $10 an hour up to 24. So let's go ahead and put that in there. $24 per hour. And I like to highlight in some color, let's use purple today, the things that I've changed for this scenario so that I can quickly go back and double check to make sure that I caught everything I needed to do. But the 4% increase is still accurate according to our write-up. We believe now we move on to the second paragraph, which is in page 2, and the new wedding, we can charge more. We can charge $1,500 for that instead of the 1,000. Now look how nicely our numbers changed right off to the right. That's exactly what we wanted to have happen. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the wedding couple still want their album, so there's been no change in our variable costs. But of course, our cost of goods sold will go up because our units are going to go up. And our units are going to go up to double, and I did not highlight that, so it's a very good thing. Weddings, you can do doubles, so let's go ahead and increase that, and we just hit F2 if we want. 110 times 2 is 220, so we've got 220. So our weddings double. And there are no increases in the wedding costs and no increase in the weddings per year or the album cost per year or the price per wedding per year. They're holding those flat, so we can leave those 100% right there. Now, oh, we're going to need a second car. First of all, Watson goes to 40 hours a week, not 30. Notice when we put in 40 here, our hours per year automatically changes. That's kind of handy. Our second car, so we've got all these car expenses down here. Let's go ahead and add ourselves a line, insert a row, and put in number of cars. And we'll put in 2. Now, and we don't want that as a 2%. We want it as a comma. And so we'll reformat it, and it's not 0.02, it's 2. There we go. Now notice that we've got a problem, and we know about it right now. Let's go ahead and put that in. We didn't anticipate this in our first spreadsheet. So our formula down here for car lease, gas, insurance, and auto maintenance is for one car because we didn't anticipate there would be another car. Let's go ahead and fix those formulas right now while we're thinking about it. So in this case, it's going to equal E32, but we're going to add times the number of cars, and we're going to highlight that and F for it so we anchor it. And now that makes sense, 12,000. Let's drag that across and see if it, yep, it about doubles everything. That's perfect. And we're going to do the same thing for all the other car expenses. We've got an E34 times, and I know it's tempting to put a 2 down there, but I'm telling you, it's below the red line and we want to use only formulas. So again, we highlight B40 and we F for it to anchor it, and that looks about right. Let's drag it across. Yep, it doubles things. Our car insurance, so we just go right up here to our bar, we hit the times and we highlight number of cars, we anchor it and hit F4, and that was $1,200, and that seems about right. Let's drag it across. Oh, that's good. That doubles it. And we have just one more to do, which is times this B40, anchor it, hit return, and that takes our auto maintenance from 840 to 1680. Let's drag it across, and we just eyeball it. Yep, that seems to have done the trick. We've lost a little bit of our column width. Here we've got some new numbers showing up, so we'll go ahead and do that. So we've fixed that, a number of cars per year, and why don't we go ahead, I've anchored it at that, but we could have also put in 2 all the way across and done it the same way we did the other ones, but this will be fine for now. Clothing will double as well. Okay, well, we can fix that because we already had a number of tuxedos and a number of shoes, so we're going to change our number of tuxedos to 6 and our number of shoes to 4, and that should automatically change our numbers down here, and it does. See how those changed? They doubled for us automatically. And then finally we have a setup cost of the web, so let's go ahead and put in one more line down here below our ahead of our threshold rate, and we've got an initial outlay. Now you can put these anywhere you want in your spreadsheet, but your assumptions go above the red line and your formulas go below. Oh, I forgot to highlight the number of shoes. We changed that. We changed the number of tuxedos. That way we can quickly look back and see what we've changed. We've changed her hours of 40, and we've changed her pay, and we've changed our pricing. And that looks good. Oh, I think we're going to have to get another camera bag though, right? Let's see. So we've got a second car. And of course, we'll need to constantly upgrade the website. So let's go down and finish that project first. So we've got our initial outlay for a website of $95,000. And we have a maintenance cost of that. Ongoing expense is $10,000 per year. And for all 4 years, so we can just drag that across. Well, let's go ahead and give ourselves a new line for that. So ongoing marketing costs, 10,000. We'll get rid of it up here. We'll just to be consistent so that our formulas all look the same. And we drag that across. Our initial outlay is going to be here, and it's going to be in year 0. We'll pick that up. And then finally, well, I think we've got a lot of, oh, we're going to charge $20,000 for our initial, for our consulting. So, let's see, initial outlay consulting, and this is initial outlay website, and that's going to be $20,000. So let's go ahead and pick that up over here in year 0. So we've picked up our initial outlay in the website and our initial outlay for consulting, and that looks good. Let's see. I'm trying to remember, but did they tell us that we have to have another camera for old Watson or not? No, those people blah 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 because their pay increases to 24 an hour. Great. All right. Let's see. We do need another set of cameras. I'm pretty sure it tells us in here that you will have to increase your Watson's hours. You'll need a second car. You also need to get Watson tuxedos and shoes, set up costs for the website, constantly update the website and connect it with social media, build an ongoing expense of $10,000 per year. We're going to charge $20,000 up front for our fees. And I could have sworn it told us in here somewhere that we would need another camera for Watson. So let's go ahead. We know that we're going to need another camera, a second photographer. So let's go ahead and change our number of cameras from 1 to 2 and highlight that. And we should then get, oh, let's widen this up. Let's see what else we need to change. We've got, oops, sorry. Is there anything else that we need to change? Well, I think our gross profit matches our numbers. That's good. And we've got to add in some lines below here, don't we? All right, so right after auto maintenance, we're going to alt insert row, and we're going to put ongoing marketing, and that's our 10,000. And we should be able to copy that right across. Yep. And I'm feeling bad about the way I did the number of cars, so I'm going to go ahead and do it just the same way we did everything else, which is to put my number right across here and make it all relative to the prior year so that if I ever have to do it, I understand it's perfect. So instead of times B40, I'm just going to have it be times E40. And then I can carry that across. My numbers shouldn't change. Same here. Instead of B40, I'm going to have it be E40. Same here. Instead of B40, I'm going to have it be E40. And finally for this last one, get rid of that B40, and we'll put in E40. And then what's nifty is we've fixed all of these. You can highlight all 4 of them and drag it across, and it should fix all 4 of them. And it shouldn't change the numbers because we're just changing the formulas so that they're consistent with the way we did them before. And there they are, F38 times F40, so that looks good. Next we've got our, let's see, ongoing web maintenance. Camera lease is 40,000. We've got our maintenance here. Let's look at our operating costs. We'll double click on that, and look, it's not including this 10,000. So we need to hit auto sum and make sure it picks up all of the costs we wanted. And it does now at 157. Oh, it doesn't. Auto sum. Yep, there we go. Hit return. 167,443. And let's copy that across. And yep, each one of our costs went up by $10,000. That's perfect. So we've got numbers that actually match what we were trying to get to. So by just changing a few things, we had to add this line for ongoing marketing expense, which is good. We've got, and changing some of our numbers up here and adding this whole row and this row, we were able to change our years 1 through 4, but we still haven't dealt with year 1. So let's go ahead and give ourselves an initial outlay website, and that is going to be we're going to pick up our 95,000 and give ourselves another row, and we're going to put initial outlay marketing consulting, and we're going to pick that up from above. And once again, nothing but formulas down here. Good. And our total operating costs here, so our gross profit is 0 in this year. Our operating costs, let's sum these up, same as we would if there were other operating costs, 115. Our operating profit here is not 0. It is the same formula that is next to it, so we can Control C and Control V. That's a quick way to cut and copy and paste. And look, I've got a negative 115. And my net present value should be negative 115. My net present value, because I originally set this up to go all the way from D70 through H70, see, D70 through H70, now that I've got a number in here, it isn't 0 anymore, I still get the correct number, and that's 301,926. Let's go ahead and quickly figure out what our total initial outlay is, and that is going to equal the 95 plus the 20, And our ROI we know is our net present value over our investment. So it is our NPV divided by our investment, or our total initial outlay, and we get 2.63. For some reason I didn't give you an ROI on this one on the answer sheet, but I am hoping that that's correct. And it does seem about correct because 300,000 is a big number compared to the 115. It is about 2.63 times. So let's put that in a percentage format. And that seems right. 301 divided by 115 is 2.63 or 263%. Wonderful. And that is all you needed to do for worksheet 2.